Hello, my dear students. So, we are continuing with chapter 4. We have started Animal Kingdom, and in last session, we have learned how the animal kingdom that is grouped on the basis of different features. So, we will again observe the same table which we have understood yesterday. So, mainly Animalia that is divided on the basis of their cellular makeup. So, cellular level of organization that is seen in Porifera, and tissue or organ level of organization that is seen in the rest of the groups of animal. Then we have seen according to symmetry, they can be categorized into three types, having radial symmetry like in coelentrates and ctenophora, then bilateral symmetry in platyhelminths, aschelminths, annelida, arthropoda, mollusk, echinodermata, hemichordata and chordata. Then one more category is there, asymmetric. When the animals they are not categorized into these two, then they can be said to be asymmetric type. Then we have seen on the basis of presence or absence of coelom. So when coelom is present, the animals they are known as coelomate, like in Annelida, Arthropoda, mollusk, Echinodermata, Hemichordata and Chordata. Then if the pseudocoelom is present, then false coelom that is seen in aschelminths, and if the coelom is totally absent, then they are categorized into acoelomate like in platyhelminths. So all we have done in last session, only we are revising on the basis of this table. It will be easy for you to remember. So students, here we have seen that how the total Animalia group that is divided into groups, different groups. So if we see the first criteria, levels of organization, then two levels, cellular level and tissue or organ level. Here the example is phylum Porifera. Then if we see the tissue organ in detail, two type of symmetry that is observed, radial and bilateral. Third category is asymmetric, but here we are not writing. Now radial symmetry that is found in coelentrate as well as ctenophora. Bilateral symmetry that is found in the remaining. But again one more criteria we will define, that is presence or absence of coelom, that is a body cavity. If the body cavity is totally absent, so without body cavity, then they are categorized as platyhelminths. Then if false coelom is present, which is known as pseudocoelom, then they are categorized into aschelminths. And if true coelom is present, the rest of all the phylum they are included, that is Annelida, Arthropoda, mollusk, Echinodermata, Hemichordata and Chordata. Human beings are also categorized into Chordata, and about them we will learn afterwards. So these first phylum name you are supposed to write. So first phylum, it is known as Porifera. The members of this phylum are actually known as sponges. Their body is sponge-like and they are generally marine. That means they are found in sea water, and mostly they are asymmetric type of animals. They have no symmetry. These are primitive multicellular animals and have cellular level of organization. So this is not an important point now. So important points I have underlined you, I have shown you, and only these underlined part you are supposed to write in characteristic feature of Porifera. So first point will be, sponges have a water transport or canal system, and water enters through minute pores. So these minute pores are known as ostia. The important words they are highlighted here, and they are present in all over the body wall, and they reach up to the central cavity, and the central cavity is known as spongocoel, and from where it is goes out through the osculum. So osculum can be considered as mouth, and there are large pores on the surface of the body, that is known as ostia, and the cavity which is present inside the body is known as spongocoel. What is the importance? This is the pathway, actually water current it passes, and through the water current the transportation of food, respiratory gases, and even the removal of waste, that is preferred. Then another point is presence of choanocytes. They are also known as collar cells, and actually they are present in the internal part of the spongocoel, that is the cavity, and mainly the digestion here is intracellular, that means within the cell, and the body is supported by a skeletal system which is not very much advanced type, but spongin or spicules or spongin fibers, they are present and they are supporting the body. Next point, if we talk about reproduction, actually the sponges, they are hermaphrodite animals. What do you mean by hermaphrodite? The meaning of hermaphrodite is both male and female individuals, they are found in the same animal. So actually sexes are not separate, and egg as well as sperms, they are produced by the same individual. So sponges, they may produce sexually by fragmentation or sexually by gamete formation. Then the fertilization, actually it occurs internally, and development is indirect, having many larval stages. So this point is not important to write down, but you have to only remember it. Then we talk about the examples. The examples are given here, like Sycon, it is a common sponge, then bath sponge, then even the freshwater sponge, that is Spongilla. So in both conditions, both aquatic conditions, they may be found. Some are freshwater sponges, some are marine water sponges. Each and every example is important to remember. So students, here are some pictures which are showing the examples of sponges, different varieties of sponges. First is Sycon, second one is Spongilla, which is freshwater sponge, and last one C, that is bath sponge, also known as Euspongia. So their scientific names, they are you have to remember these names, you have to write down many times, and you have to learn in each and every phylum. Now another important phylum, that is known as Coelenterata. The another name for identifying this phylum is Cnidaria. Here also, if we see the habit and habitat, they are mostly aquatic, that means they are found in water medium. Mostly they are marine. They are sessile or free swimming. Sessile means they are found at one place whole of the lifetime. Then if we talk about their symmetry, they are radially symmetrical. The most important feature which is found, that is presence of nidoblast. That's why they got the name Cnidaria. So actually these nidocytes, which contain stinging capsule, also known as nematocytes, they are present in the tentacles of the body, and these nidoblasts, they are used for anchorage or defense or capturing the prey. So the diagrammatic representation is given in figure 4.7. Here the nidoblast, they are shown. So this is the main important function. Now cnidarians exhibit tissue level of organization that we have done earlier. Another important point is they have central gastrovascular cavity with a single opening known as hypostome. So as we have mouth, the mouth of coelenterate is also known as hypostome. In this way you can remember. Digestion is extracellular as well as intracellular. Some of the cnidarians, for example corals, you might have heard about them. So corals, they have a skeleton which is composed of calcium carbonate. That's why they appear rock-like structures. Actually they are the coelentrates, and they are mostly found in intertidal zones. So these cnidarians, they exhibit actually basically two forms, polyp forms and medusa forms. The polyp forms, they are sessile and cylindrical like in Hydra, Adamsia, etc. Whereas medusa, that is umbrella shaped and free swimming structure like in Aurelia or jellyfishes. Those cnidarians which exist in both the forms, that is polyps and medusa forms, they show alternation of generation, which is here known as metagenesis. So this word was used previously in plant classification. We have seen alternation of generation in bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperm. Here we are using the word for animals, metagenesis. Actually it is showing alternation of generation. That means polyp produces medusa asexually and medusa forms polyp sexually, and this particular feature is seen in example Obelia. Now there are so many examples which I want to share with you. First is jellyfish, also known as Physalia, and commonly it is known as Portuguese man of war. Then Adamsia, this is the scientific name, common name is sea anemone. Another example is Panetula, it is also known as sea pen, it appears just pen like structure. Then Gorgonia, it is sea fan. And lastly Mandrina, it is the scientific name for brain coral. So these examples you are supposed to learn. सो स्टूडेंट्स, अगर सिंपली मैं आपको समझाऊं तो बहुत सारे एग्जाम्पल्स आएंगे, बहुत सारी नई टर्म्स आएंगी इस चैप्टर में. ये चैप्टर आपने प्रीवियस स्टैंडर्ड्स में पढ़ लिया है, बट स्टिल आपको पढ़ते वक्त लगेगा कि मुझे सब आता है. बट व्हेन यू राइट बाय योर ओन, आप याद करके जब आपकी नोटबुक में रिवाइज करोगे तब आप आराम से कंफ्यूज हो सकते हो अगर आपने अच्छे से इसको लर्न नहीं किया. तो मेरी आपको ये सजेशन है पर्टिकुलरली इस चैप्टर के लिए, दैट बी सीरियस और लिख के आप अच्छे से याद करना, क्योंकि बहुत सारे फाइलम्स आएंगे. अभी तो हमने स्टार्ट किया है, बट देयर विल बी सो मेनी एग्जाम्पल्स, सो मेनी साइंटिफिक नेम्स, कॉमन नेम्स, एंड यू विल बी ग्रेटली कन्फ्यूज्ड इफ़ यू डोंट रिवाइज प्रॉपरली. ओके, सो नेक्स्ट फाइलम हम स्टार्ट करते हैं. नेक्स्ट फाइलम इज़ टीनोफोरा. कॉमनली दिस फाइलम इज़ ऑल्सो नोन एज सी वॉलनट्स और कॉम्ब जेलीज. क्योंकि इनका अपीयरेंस इस तरह से होता है, इसलिए आइडेंटिफिकेशन के लिए कॉमन नेम्स भी यूज़ किए जाते हैं. एंड सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट बात है इनके लिए, दे आर एक्सक्लूसिवली मराइन. दैट मीन्स दे आर ओनली एंड ओनली फाउंड इन सी वाटर. देन देयर बॉडी इज़ रेडियली सिमेट्रिकल. दे आर डिप्लोब्लास्टिक ऑर्गेनिज्म विथ टिश्यू लेवल ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. द बॉडी, दिस इज़ द इम्पॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, द बॉडी बियर्स 8 एक्सटर्नल रोज ऑफ सीलिएटेड कॉम्ब प्लेट्स. और इनका क्या फंक्शन है? दे हेल्प इन लोकोमोशन. देन नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट फीचर इज अबाउट डाइजेशन. डाइजेशन कैन बी बोथ एज एक्स्ट्रा सेल्यूलर और इंट्रासेल्यूलर. देन अनदर इम्पॉर्टेंट फीचर, देखो मैं स्पेसिफाई कर रही हूँ, आपको ये पॉइंट भूलने ही नहीं है, आपको बहुत अच्छे से याद करना है. एक तो प्रेजेंस ऑफ कॉम्ब प्लेट्स मैंने आपको बताया. दूसरा मैं आपको बताने जा रही हूँ बायोल्यूमिनिसेंस. दिस इज़ अ स्पेशल फीचर विच इज़ फाउंड हियर ओनली. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय बायोल्यूमिनिसेंस? एक्चुअली इट इज़ द प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म टू एमिट लाइट. जैसे आपने जुगनू के बारे में सुना होगा, ये पानी के अंदर के जुगनू हैं, हम ऐसा याद कर सकते हैं. सो दिस इज़ द मेजर आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑफ दिस टीनोफोरा, दैट दे कैन एमिट लाइट. देन इफ़ वी टॉक regarding reproduction, sexes are not separate and reproduction takes place only by sexual means. Fertilization is external with indirect development. Indirect development means having larval stages. The examples are Plurobronchia and Tinoplana. Okay. Okay, so you have learned about the basic features of phylum Ctenophora. So try to recall all the points according to the diagram. So here the comb plates, they are shown, ciliated comb plates which help in locomotion. So okay students, I have explained you everything. Now how to write point wise, and diagrams are also one time they are important to draw, otherwise they will be not asked for drawing in theory. So only to identify them you should remember that this diagram is of this animal. एंड हाउ टू राइट मैंने यहाँ पे आपको शो किया है. फाइलम पॉरीफेरा में आप देखिए, फर्स्टली हैबिट एंड हैबिटेट, then their mainly water transport or water vascular system, then about their skeletal and reproduction, and lastly examples. Then next for phylum coelentrates, again habit and habitat, then their spatial features जिसको हमने लिखा है key structural features, then their body structures और body forms जैसे हमने देखा polyps and medusa forms, then about their reproduction, about examples, और examples में भी एक साइड में आप scientific name लिखना और दूसरी साइड में आप उसके common names लिखना. मैं आपको बताती हूँ. सो ऊपर आपने हेडिंग डाला फाइलम सिलेंट्रेटा, एंड वन बाय वन हियर एक साइड में मैंने कॉमन एग्जाम्पल्स के नाम लिखे हैं. पोर्तुगीज़ मैन ऑफ वॉर, सी एनिमॉन, सी पेन, सी फैन एंड ब्रेन कॉरल. आपको दूसरी साइड में इसके साइंटिफिक नेम लिखने हैं जो मैंने यहाँ पे नहीं लिखे हैं, बट दूसरी साइड में आपको साइंटिफिक नेम लिखने हैं, एंड साइंटिफिक नेम शुड बी रिटर्न इन इटैलिक्स. We are not able to write down in italics, so we will be underlining them. Okay, lastly in phylum Ctenophora, सबसे पहले उसके common names, उसके special identifications like presence of comb plates, presence of bioluminescence property, then about its reproduction, about its examples, they all are shown here. So Plurobranchia and Ctenophora. So in this way we have completed today 3 phylums. Firstly phylum Porifera, secondly phylum Coelentrata, and lastly phylum Ctenophora. So ये तीनों आप अच्छे से रिवाइज करना, इनके एग्जाम्पल्स अच्छे से बार बार प्रैक्टिस करना और लिख लिख के ही आप कंपल्सरी प्रैक्टिस करना. ओके, वी आर एंडिंग आवर सेशन हियर. टिल देन, बाय बाय स्टूडेंट्स.